Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the GWE100. It's the Tier 10 German SPG and we're located on the south spawn of Fisherman's Bay, and the vehicle is commanded by Captain Ashstorm. Well, what can I tell you about the GWE100? Well, GW stands for Geschützwagen and E stands for Entwicklung. It's the Entwicklung series. This was a series of six different tank weight classes, which were standardized tanks. The Germans were trying to build standardized chassis to make them easier to build. And this Arty this SPG was designed to be built on the chassis of the E100, but it never got put into production. Now, Captain Ashstorm said to me that he was worried that he might not be able to play this Arty after he'd been playing tanks for so long, and it's been a long time since he'd actually played an Arty. And I said, no, it'll just be like riding a bicycle. You'll never forget how to do it. You'll just drive straight into it and no problem, you'll be playing perfectly well in no time at all. Well, he's got a splash hit on the Conqueror for 23, but there's a whole bunch of enemy tanks in the town and a couple near the centre line. Oh, no, he's decided he's going to go for this 50 TP, the 50-ton Polish tank. Dialing in the aim and just deciding where he's going to put the shell. Rounds out and it splashes the 50 TP for 390 hit points. Now, the GWE100, as in the game, actually carries a 21cm Morse howitzer. Now that's got a penetration of 53mm and it can do 1100 hit points of damage, so it would be lethal against soft skin vehicles, but against heavily armoured vehicles it's not so great, but it does do a fair bit of splash damage. Oh my god! Sheridan, lightly armoured vehicle, gets wiped out with one shot, 958 hit points, and that just proves my point. Lightly armoured vehicles are going to get completely devastated by a shot like this. Here's another lightly armoured vehicle, the Skoda T50, and I can see that Captain Ashstorm has got a reload time of 31.5 seconds. It's quite long, but it's very effective. Now we've got a T44 out in the field. He's lining up a shot on him. Again, lightly armoured vehicle, rounds out, and he gets a hit. 305 hit points off that one. And a long stun. So plenty of potential for picking up stun assist. Now, the T44 is used his first aid kit to get rid of the stun, because it affects reload, it affects aiming, it affects the maneuvering of the vehicle. So it's dangerous to keep stun on your vehicle. You need to use your first aid kit to get rid of it as quickly as possible. But it now means that that first aid kit's going to be in cooldown. Fires another round in, and yes, he splashed the T44 to death, and he's gone. So he's got his first kill, second kill rather I should say. 305 hit points off that one. Now we've got a Conqueror, and he's hiding just behind the windmill, and we can't get a direct line on him at the moment, but we are, I think, aiming for a splash damage on the side of the Conqueror. Of course, he's got weak armor on his side. Round out.
That was close.
201 hit points from splash. Managed to avoid damaging the Object 263 just around the corner. But the Conqueror is now one shot basically for the 263, and he's signaling affirmative. I think he's quite happy. Of course, it's a good idea for Arty players to signal to their teammates to let them know what they're doing. And that means their teammates can get an idea of where the shell's going next, and they can react accordingly. It might help them to time their shot with the Arty so that they can get maximum effect. They catch the enemy when he's stunned and he's defenseless, rather than wasting a shot when he's able to dodge it. Okay, lining the Conqueror up for a shell. Now he's rising up that ridgeline, but it's difficult to shoot over ridgelines. As many of you know, I've mentioned this in the past. Oh, and the Object 263 did get a shot in, but he did get hit by the 50 TP behind the Conqueror. So we're now going for that. Oh, no, we switched over to the other side to the city because there's an Object 257 and he's basically not quite in the open, but he's using that building for cover. Not very effectively. We fire a round in and it lands on the corner, but we don't see any results. KV4 hiding behind those houses, trying to side scrape them, I think. And there's a soft skin vehicle, the Scorpion G, built on the chassis of a Panther tank. It's actually quite soft skin, so you can do a lot of damage to a Scorpion G with a GWE100. Now he's going to go for the KV4, I think. Round's out now. Okay. Oh, okay. 442 hit points. It's a 2.8 second flight time from where Captain Ashstorm's located to that KV4. That's why there's a long delay. And he's picked up some stun assist off that KV4 being hit. Now the scores are still fairly even. There's only one tank in it. And Captain Ashstorm's now aiming for the 50 ton. Lining him up. Rounds out. It landed short. Oh, very short. 26 hit points only, but it was definitely well short of the aim point. So again, we'll have to knock that down to RNG, I'm afraid. And the 50 ton's pulling back. Now that tends to make me think that the 50 ton is aware of the situation he's in. He's a bit out in the open there. The T-92 was near his flank, and the Centurion's moving in from in front of him. And the 50 ton appears to be aiming at the Borsig. Oh, and he's gone now. 223 took him out the game. One shot on that. Well, not one shot, but you know what I mean. It didn't splash him. It was a direct hit that took him out. And the T-92 and Centurion and the Borsig are now capable of going into... If it's a Borsig? No, it's a Panzerwagen. Sorry. They're now capable of taking the enemy northwest corner. And unfortunately, we just lost our T-92. But the enemy T-92 HMC... Oh, he's just killed the 257 there. 323. That's 2 kills in a row with consecutive shots. And yet the enemy Arty's been found. And he's been wiped out. And he's now platooned with the 50 ton on his, or 50 TP on his own team, which means they stand a chance of getting a brothers in arms if they can both survive. Unfortunately, the 50 TP, I believe, is actually badly damaged. Oh, and the guard goes down, taken out by the 50 TP, I think that was. Lining up the KV4. And he splash killed him! That's 3 kills with 3 shots. I'm pretty sure that's a Reaper medal. Okay, we've got a 53 TP, the 53 ton Polish tank right at the back, tier 8 version. There's only 2 enemy tanks left. They're both heavies. And unfortunately, we lost our teammate. So we'll be no brothers in arms now.
That was close.
He was killed in the city by the IS-7. And the IS-7's being, well, molested now by 3 different tanks. And that 53 TP has been damaged. And we picked up some stun assists. We're lining him up for another shot. Centurion's coming up to try and get the kill. 53 TP is side scraping. We're lining up. Rounds out, and he pulls forward into the shot and gets hit. 416 hit points. The Centurion realizes the situation, and he's going to go around the houses. It's forcing the 53 TP to side scrape from the other corner, and in comes the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen, and he took a big round off the 53 TP, but the Centurion finished him off after the 53 had fired his load and was vulnerable. So game over. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats, and it's a second class tanker for Captain Ashstorm in the GWE100. He also picked up a Reaper medal. He did get 3 shots, 3 kills with 3 consecutive shots, and that qualifies for a Reaper. He got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He managed to get 5 in that battle, and he also picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 15. So let's have a look at the win 8. It was 5-1-3-4. I said it's just like riding a bicycle. You never forget how to do it. You just jump on it and away you go. And that's precisely what Captain Ashstorm has done with the E100. Look at this, right at the top of the table. He did actually get the highest damage overall in the game. He didn't pick up the high caliber though, unfortunately, so it cannot have been 20% of the enemy hit points. He did manage to get 4,209 hit points of damage. Next highest scorer was the Object 263. He managed 3,308. Then came the Guard and the IS-7 on the enemy team after the T110E5. 3242. When it came to kills, again, Captain Ashstorm managed to get 5. The 50 TP who was platooned with him managed to get 4, but sadly he couldn't keep off that IS-7, and in the end he was wiped out. When it came to base XP, it was the 50 TP who managed to win that. He managed to get 948 base XP, whereas Captain Ashstorm managed to get 884 in second place, and the Object 263 in third with 861. If we look at detail, we can see that Captain Ashstorm fired 14 rounds during that battle. He got 5 direct hits, 5 penetration, 9 splash. Damage of 4,209 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He damaged 7 of the enemy, but killed 5 of them. And he did stun assistance damage of 1,082 hit points off 9 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 64,125 credits, and after ammunition and consumables, and remember the ammo is rather expensive at this level on a tier 10, he actually still ended up with a profit of 15,005 credits overall. He also picked up 1,326 XP, and there was no multipliers, so I'm afraid that's all there is to take away. But again, it's one of those things. Once you've played Arty and you've played it well, you will never forget how to do it. And therefore, Captain Ashstorm, even though he's been playing tanks and playing tanks well for the past few months, he's come back to Arty and he's just as good as he ever was. So, if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel. And hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.